Hello and welcome to this overview session on the Sales Cloud components. So in this session, we're going to dig a little bit deeper and on a high level on the different components of the Salesforce Sales Cloud. We're going to look at objects such as the campaign, lead, account, contact, opportunity, product, the price book, contract, and orders. So to start, let's start with the first object, which is the campaign object. I'll list a sample of the campaigns that we have. The campaign object within Salesforce is basically used to store the information of the campaign that we do for our marketing of our business, or to generate leads, or to promote the building of a brand. And of course, we'd like to store this information within our CRM, which is Salesforce. And as we can see, the default campaign would have a type, in this case, direct mail, a status, a start date, an end date. And under that, then we can add more data into our own campaigns, such as contacts, which will associate with it, and opportunities and cases with all the different information that goes along with it. Furthermore, we can customize other objects. We've ran our campaign, we've generated some leads, and that leads us to the second object, which is leads. Leads are used to store the information of potential customers. So I get then with my campaign, I can go in and create a new lead, or I can go into my leads tab where I can see the different leads that I have. So for instance, if I'm in the business of selling trucks, then my likely customers would be logistic companies that would need to buy new trucks, potentially from me. As such, logistic companies that would buy or might buy my trucks would be my leads, and they would be stored in the leads object in Salesforce. And as you can see, this is a sample of a leads list that we have. And leads have different statuses. In this case, we have an open, not contacted, working, contacted. And let's drill down to one more specific. And we can see some of the default settings for leads, such as the title, the company, the phone, the email, and then the status of that lead. Now, I have a lead for a prospect that I'm working on an agreement with, and we might complete a transaction on. That moves to the next, which is the third object, and that is accounts. So any prospect that we have or any customer that we have by default should be within the accounts object. So let's drill down into one of our accounts and see some of the default settings that we have: the account name, the type, phone number, website, the account owner. But now that leads us to the next object, which is contacts. Contacts, or the contact object, will have the data related to the point of contact or the executive within that company. And so we do have an account with those companies, and then this is the point of contact within that account. Now we're communicating with that contact within the account, and we're trying to break a deal at some point within that deal. So where do we store that information related to the deal that we're about to execute or complete? And since we're trying to build that business opportunity with our contact and account, then we store that information in an object within Salesforce known as the opportunity. And here's some sample data that we have, and let's go ahead and drill down into one of those. So an opportunity could be described as where we can store, or the opportunity object is where we can store the data about the deal that is happening with our customers, with our prospects, that is happening or that have already occurred in the past. And as we can see, some of the default information about the opportunity is going to be the account name, the close date, the amount, the owner of the opportunity. And also we do have the different statuses, whether it's won or not. Well, so far we have information about the customer and we have information about the transaction. The only thing that's missing is what are we actually selling? What products are we actually selling? As such, we do have an object for products. We can add a product. We can see a list of the products that we currently have and drill down to see some of the default values and what we could edit and add in description of the product that we're selling. So some of the default information within the product object that we have includes the object name or the product name, price, whether it's an active product within our catalog or not, and a product code. Looking at our products, we can actually go in and edit them and make modifications. If there's any price changes that need to occur, this is where we can go in and change it. And then add the product or the list of products and the quantity of products to the opportunity that we're looking at. And as we can see, the products are included within what's known as what's titled as a price book. Basically, a price book is a catalog with the different products that we have and their prices. We've spoken about products and price books. Now let's elaborate a little bit more. If I'm trying to add a product within my opportunity, I'll see that I have the option to add a product or choose a price book. And why is that important? Suppose we're trying to sell an XL1000 truck for $30,000. During a discount season, we will sell the same truck for 20% off. As such, we can have multiple price books, one with the regular price and the other with the seasonal discounted price. So if the customer is trying to buy this product, the XL1000 truck, during the discounted season, then they would be quoted the discounted price automatically, and vice versa. And so the other object that we have within Salesforce is the quote object. We can create the quote. The quote object would allow us then to have the quote automatically be generated and sent to the customer. And then finally, there's a contract object. So within our CRM, within Salesforce.com, we could also store contract information, such as the range, the date range, information about our products, our services, charges, and then the different information about the terms of contracts could all be stored within the contract object within Salesforce. And that concludes our overview of Salesforce.